Hello and welcome to the winter edition of our virtual tour. My name is Becky Brush and I'm a project engineer out here on site for Northern Water. Everyone is still working hard out here as we're wrapping up the final stretches of construction. Our main dam is just over 300 feet tall, which leaves about 50 feet left to go. To date, the crews have placed about 5.7 million cubic yards of rockfill and 30,000 cubic yards of asphalt. The embankment on the Saddle Dam is also complete, which has about 45,000 cubic yards of clay, which was all sourced from on-site, and nearly 110,000 cubic yards of rockfill. The grouting program wrapped up last fall. The team completed about 32 miles of drilling and grouting, providing a double-row grout curtain to prevent any seepage through the foundation that extends as deep as 230 feet below the bedrock surface. Our inlet and outlet works are also very close to completion. So in 2024, the Chimney Hollow conduit was finished. Our valve house became fully enclosed. The inlet outlet tunnel is almost complete, and we also started construction on the inlet outlet tower. All the reinforced concrete for the spillway was also complete this year, with the final backfill of the spillway wrapping up early in the spring this year. Currently, weather permitting, crews are working 24 hours a day, 6 days a week, with about 400 people on site. Before we head on site, let's take a look at everything from up here. Moving from north to south, you can see our main office, the valve house, the spillway, the on-site concrete plant, which will be demobilized in the coming months, the main dam, the asphalt plant, which will also be demobilized soon and will become the future parking lot for the Chimney Hollow open space, the aggregate processing facility, and our quarry. And around the bend, about 2.5 miles from where we're standing, is the Saddle Dam. When we get down to the valley, you'll hear from our experts at the valve house, the main dam, the spillway, and the inlet outlet tower. Let's head on down.
My name is Garrett Ruth. I work for Black & Veatch as a quality assurance inspector. The valve house is really the center of all the water distribution here on site. Water comes down from the mountain, from Bald Mountain, into the valve house. And from the valve house, it can go in the inlet outlet for the main dam, or it can be released with the release channel here to the spillway. Right now, workers are finishing the windows and then a couple of the enclosures over the stairs. On the inside, electricians have started work putting in conduit. After that, we will have valves testing, dry operation and wet operation. And then once the valves have been tested, the water up of the valve house can start. They're also doing a lot of mechanical, plumbing, HVAC work in there as well right now. So there's a few different crews.
Hi, I'm Sam Pilastri. I'm a project engineer for Barnard Construction, and my scope of work is the spillway. So right where I'm standing is to the north of the Stilling Basin, which is part of the Chimney Hollow spillway. And then on the south side of the spillway is the valve house release channel. And it's all part of the spillway. It just got finished up here about the week before Christmas. We did our last placement. The spillway itself is consisted of over 13,000 yards of cast-in-place concrete, which equates to over 400 different placements between slabs, walls, cut-off walls, all that great stuff.
I'm Bridget Pliska, and I'm a QA inspector specifically for the spillway. This is the spillway behind us with the inlet channel. It connects to the box culverts over here, and it extends for more than half of a mile. So most of the box culverts have been backfilled and the under drains have been installed, but they're still working on extending them to tie in, and that will be completed in April. This section will be exposed, and that will be if the dam ever needs to release water. It's the emergency spillway.
Since the concrete portion of the spillway is completed now, we're setting our focus on completing all the drains, the under drain system, and along with the backfill, and then all the riprap channels and grading that goes along with the spillway. As of right now, All that work is set to be completed around mid-springtime.
I'm Ian Fraser with Barnard Construction. I'm a project engineer working in the dam and the quarry. So on the main dam in the center, we have our asphalt core, and as a part of the rockfill dam, we have our transition zones from 2-inch minus all the way to our main rockfill, which is 24-inch minus. So right now the dam's a little over 300 feet tall. We have about 50 feet left to go. So next few months, we'll start placing zone 4 for the next 20 feet. And then the final 30 feet will be our zone 3 material, or our 6-inch minus. So right now we're looking to top out the dam in May of 2025. So during the winter months right now, we're kind of just prepping for wallow to come back. So on the quarry side, we're stockpiling material for the crusher and for our main zone 4 rockfill, and just getting everything prepped and ready for when they come back. As the project wraps up, things are going very well out here, and looking forward to topping out the dam here this summer.
Hi, my name is Ryan Jaworgis. I work with Stantec here on the Chimney Hollow project. What we have behind us is the inlet outlet tower. This is the final element of the inlet outlet works and conveyance system. My role on the project is the lead structural engineer in the field. This is one of the final structures that we have, and so far it's about halfway complete. Currently, this week we're working on the third lift of the tower, so 2 lifts have been placed as well as the base slab. Once the third lift is complete, then the roof construction will begin. After the roof construction, there is an encasement which connects the inlet outlet conduit in the upstream tunnel to the tower, and that's completed with a prefabricated steel squared around section. When that is installed, the concrete encasement between the tower and the upstream portal will be constructed. And then finally, there's a system of trash racks and bulkheads that go into the tower. The trash racks keep debris from entering the tower, and then the bulkhead will allow the conduit to be isolated and inspected for maintenance purposes in the future. Once the structure is completed, that will complete the I/O works in its entirety, which will allow the reservoir to be filled. The I/O conduit from here connects all the way to the valve house, which would tie in with the Chimney Hollow conduit.
Thank you for watching our virtual tour. I hope you enjoyed learning from the experts on site. As work areas are completed on site, crews will work on constructing the final grades for the project, including removing temporary construction roads, backfilling. Construction should wrap up this summer, and we plan to start filling the reservoir in July. So please stay tuned and check back this summer for our final virtual tour and to see the reservoir before it is full.